Stop.
Yo, I'm Bob. Into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, going to be unboxing another action figure from Loyal Subjects IDW comics line. And he's kind of been hanging around for quite a while in my little office nook here. This is the Rat King. So, I'm sure the sun is out and it's quite bright today, so there's probably going to be a bit of a glare on the box. So I apologize for that. So I do. All right. I never really turned this box around. Show the back here. I need to do that more because I bet you the art is interesting, quite interesting. You gotta appreciate the art. You know I can't see art. I do love it when I get it described. Bet you didn't know that, did you? Alright, unboxing this guy here. So as I usually do, I'm going to leave this guy in his plastic figure tray. You might not be able to see him that well in his tray. Ooh, he comes with quite a bit of stuff here. How many head sculpts do you have there, bub? I can see him back there in the figure tray. Yeah, he doesn't come with a lot, but he comes with a little bit here and there. All right, I'm going to pause this, break Ratty out of his figure tray, and we'll have a look at him. We'll take a closer look, as I usually say.
Pause video.
So back in the blink of an eye.
Space. Resume.
All right. So the Rat King is out of his packaging. He almost fell out of my hand. And I have to say, I haven't gotten to him in the IDW incarnation yet. I just finished reading the synopsis of City Fall and reading the transcripts of that. But I like the look of him because you can tell that this guy clearly is the Rat King. So I can only use my memory of the old Playmates version for reference. But that one was all wrapped in, bits of cloth or bandages. And that's what they're going for with the look of this guy. But this one, he's he's a lot taller to me. He looks very emaciated. He really hasn't been eating that much. He does come with his flute, of course, because that's how he tends to control his rats in most incarnations. He's got that flute that he uses. So he's got that. I like the long, unkempt hair that he's got. The real scraggly looking hair going down his back. He's the Rat King, This version, doesn't have rats all over him like the Playmates version did, but I still really enjoy him as a character. You can clearly tell he's he's very unsettling. I like how thin he is. He just swathed in bandages from head to toe. I like that his face is uncovered. I think maybe the Playmates version was too. I don't. It was always hard for me to tell with that action figure when I was a kid. But this guy he gets the job done. I really like the look of the Rat King quite a bit. I think they really did a good job. If this is the way he looks in the incarnation of IDW, I'm pretty happy with their interpretation of him. He should be unsettling. I like that he still has all of those bandages that he's wrapped in, so that's really fun.
Stop. Pause video. Space. Resume.
So I can't get him to hold his little rat that he comes with. It is so small, I don't really think it's going to be able to show up very well. It is like, yeah. I tried putting it on his arm, putting it in, several of his hands. He just will not hold it. I wish he actually had some rats that you could attach to him somehow. Maybe with some long tails that you could wrap around him. But he doesn't have anything like that. He's just got a little rat, one lone subject for him to woo with his flute. It was really, really difficult to try and get that in his hands, and he just will not cooperate. He's no one's subject at all. Is the Rat King? He just kind of does what he wants to do. Let's see what else here.
Stop. Pause video. Space. Resume.
So he does have an alternate head, And I think Big Bad Toy Store's box contents, they call this head his yelling head. So he's he's proclaiming stuff to his rat army here. He's really getting into it, I guess. You might be able to fit his flute close to his mouth if you want him playing his flute. I don't know. It's I don't think the embouchure's right for him to be playing that flute. His mouth is too wide for that, I would say. So he's got some alternate hands. He's got more of a grabbing left hand. He's got some splayed hands, which I did have on his left hand. He has one that you can attach to his right hand too, which is more splayed. Let's see here. He gets the job done. I like that. This incarnation of the Rat King, he's skinnier. I mean, he looks like he's really been living it rough for a while. He'll eat whatever his rats are able to forage for him, I guess. I feel like the Playmates version was a bit more buff, but this guy looks like he's just kind of been on his own for a while. I'm not sure what he's been eating. Not very much of it, because this guy looks... Oh, he looks rough. But I like the look of the Rat King, though. He's one of my favorite characters, and this guy just really, he really stands out to me. I think I give him, I'd say a 9.5 out of 10. I wish he could have come with more rats that you could have, placed all over him somehow. Maybe with some curly tails, you could kind of have them all attached to his arms or, around his waist or something. We get a single rat, which is cool. I'm really glad that we actually get a flute for him, because the Playmates version didn't come with a flute back in the day. And I always loved that, that signature accessory. Should have been his flute, but he had a rat bow. He had I think a grappling hook. And he had a detachable belt. I liked the 2012 version of the Rat King in terms of the TV show, because he had psychic abilities. He was able to control rats from some mutagen that he'd gotten spilled onto himself. He was all disfigured in this fire. And he was voiced by Jeffrey Combs in the 2012 show, one of my favorite incarnations of the Rat King. The 87 Rat King, I loved him too, because of course you had Townsend Coleman voicing him. He was amazing in the 2003 show, because I think he was voiced by David Zen Mansley. His origins in that one, they were really cool too. We only got one episode. But when it comes to the Rat King though, whenever he shows up in any of the tunes, I'm always just glued to that episode, because there's something about a guy that can, control rats, be it with a flute or psychic abilities or whatever. Just a really fun character. And this guy, yeah, he's the Rat King to me. I like that he's skinnier. We still have all of this cloth that he's wrapped up in, but I like that you can see his face. He doesn't have much in the way of muscle, but I like this look for him, though. He's very menacing, very tall, very spindly when it comes to the action figure here. Kind of reminds me of the way that Mattel did their Scarecrow way back in 2006. It was like the first of the DC Classics line. I think it was a really tall, skinny Scarecrow of a figure, because he was the Scarecrow, and that's kind of what the Rat King reminds me of here. He's just very tall, spindly, with that Scarecrowish figure. I think he turned out really well. I just wish he'd come with more accessories, but I like him a lot, the way that they got the look for the character, and I like that we get two heads. You get your regular expression, and then your yelling head, like he's really wanting to get his point across to his rat army. Or maybe he's just kind of talking to somebody on the streets of New York. We don't know what he's doing, but it's a really cool, I would say probably unhinged looking expression on his yelling head. And I guess that'll do for this TMNT figure review. I'll hear you guys, in the next one.
Stop taking